Yeah. Alright, what we're doing here today, besides sweating our backsides off here in Mississippi, a little warm and humid this morning, but we're in the shade right now, and if we hurry up, we might make it before the sun gets above the trees.
What are we working on?
Working on a 98 Toyota Camry with a 5 SFE engine, but it's transmission cooler lines. One of them is sweating, or what I'm referring to as sweating. It's damp, linked to the hose with built up dirt and dust clinging to it. The other one is good and perfectly dry, nothing wrong with it. So I'm just going to replace the one right here. This is dry, nothing there on it. But if you do this on this one, you get some cakey dirt
and damp with transmission fluid.
Damp fluid is leaking through the pores of the hose. At least that's what I believe it is.
Yeah.
But I was up here, and I thought I'd get my son to do this job for me, but no, he's treating him like he's treating the old man bad, so I had to do it myself. At least he let me do it in the driveway. He didn't tell me I had to go out to the street, so that's a plus. And anyway, we're gonna get this off of here and try to get back to Florida here in a day or two without too much drama, I hope. We got a new hose, new clamp.
Yep, we'll come back in a minute and we'll talk about that, the hose and the clamp. What are we doing to replace this hose?
Well, I went to O'Reilly's and told them I needed some transmission cooler line, cooler hose, 3/8. And if you didn't know better, somebody could pass off a fuel line, but a fuel line you do not want. It would be, if you had used the fuel line, it would be absolutely a 30-minute rescue to get yourself off the side of the road. You do not want to use it long term. This is a Gates, written right on there, Gates transmission oil cooler hose, 3/8 inch, 400 psi working pressure. And it's made in Mexico.
Yep, but it is designed for
transmission, the heat, the oil, and like I said, you wouldn't want to use anything but what it's designed for, because the transmission
it gets up pretty hot. You know, it gets it can get up to 300 degrees. So what's the other thing you bought to do this project with?
A Dorman Pro Pack clamps.
And if you've been on my channel for a minute, you know how I feel about Dorman, but this product is actually looks like it's pretty decent. So
the part number is 799-440. It has an assortment, which I'm going to use these spring clamps because I personally like those. A lot of people don't. I do.
Constant tension.
When you put them on the hose, it's constantly applying pressure without having to get out and tighten a screw.
Right.
Now they got some of these that don't have the grooves in it to cut the hose. That's a shielded, more or less, clamp, and it won't cut into the hose like some of the screw type clamps.
Yeah, worm screw.
Yeah, worm screw. They got a couple different varieties of that, different sizes, same thing.
And what we determined we paid for this whole kit, it was less than $10.
Yeah, for the hose clamp.
For that whole kit, so it's good to keep in the trunk of your car if you're doing road trips and such.
Yeah, to get you off the side of the road for a hose up to
probably 3/8.
Well, a little bit. Yeah, 3/8. Get you up for that size, but I mean, you wouldn't be able to use a heater hose or anything like that. But
all right,
nothing in them both clamps will fit a heater hose.
All right, so it's time for him to get to work.
Quit dilly-dally, and I'm going, boss.
All right, so to keep from making a mess, got the cross member right below that line. The transmission line comes off of the transmission. There's a cross member right below it. So what's going to happen as soon as you undo that line, transmission fluid is going to try to go everywhere. So you just wrap your rag around it to catch most of it, put a drain pan under it, and keep from making a mess. And he's already pre-measured his line. He probably added a little bit of length to it so that he didn't cut it too short. There may be enough line there to do the other one.
Maybe.
So he's gonna work to get this old line off, and when he makes that happen, we'll come back in here.
You nice?
I do not have my Leatherman on me. Yeah, he had actually put some worm screw clamps on at some point, or did somebody else do that?
Somebody else did that. I know when it happened, but it wasn't me that did it.
You need some channel locks or something to twist that?
Well,
or a pair of pliers?
Yeah, something. Cut it. Razor blade, something.
I can get you a razor blade.
Box cutter.
So you take a box blade, or box cutter, excuse me, and cut the length of the line off of the fitting rather than trying to put too much pressure on the fitting, and you can kind of peel it off of there, and you won't have to worry about damaging your cooler as bad, or damaging your radiator. There it goes. You ought to be able to twist her now.
Yeah, come loose. There it is.
Undo it at the bottom first. That way you can control your line and drain it, and you'll end up with less coolant oil on your cross member. Now do the same process where it comes off of the line to the transmission, the hard line. You can see better what he's doing right there. And take a screwdriver and just carefully open the split, or peel it up from the top just a little bit, and there it goes. See, it's drained and it's not dripping everywhere.
But out here, maybe in the light, maybe I'll see a little, it's collecting dirt and dust, and you can see up here is dry. It's really dry here. This here looks moist. So it's new now, or going to be new. May have been okay just fine, but I didn't want to take a chance. That's original OEM hose from '98. So I guess it's about time to change.
All right, so he has decided he's going to put 2 clamps on this, just as a little insurance. And the way this is set up, he can go ahead and drop them on the hard line and get them up and over out of the way while he fiddles with putting this line on. So, why are you putting 2 clamps on it?
They're Dorman clamps. And I want the suspenders and a belt. Hopefully, one of them will hang in there. Like a hair in a biscuit. It'll hang in there. To quote somebody that I know.
I'd never say that.
No, I know. I know
you want to put a little lube on that line? Looks like it's a little tight.
It is. Ow. Dang.
Do that. Let's see if we got some spray lube around here. Alright, so in order to get enough lube on it, we're just going to dip the whole hose down in a little bottle of transmission fluid, and then we'll just wipe the outside of it off. And hopefully that'll be enough to lube it. You gotta remember this line's fresh, so trying to get it shoved up on there could be a little problem. That's a little bit. Is it going now?
Yeah. It's still not going all the way. Nope. Put this one on first. This one on second.
And try to carefully shove the line back up on the.
Come on, baby, come on.
There it goes.
Yeah, that's good. Right there where it needs to be.
It's not going to squeeze enough. There it goes. You take the spring clamp all the way down to the barb as close as you can get to it.
There it is. It's right about the barb's right there. Now, get this one.
And what does it take? A
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver.
I just wish it go like it did on the bottom.
I think this is a little bigger than the radiator. It's fine. You've got enough. Yeah, we had a little technical difficulty with the spring clamp, and you know, like we said, dormant. But that's why he's putting 2 clamps on it, because we don't really trust them. So, and this is a perfect example of why you use the style of clamp that he's actually putting on there right now. If you look at the hose right next to it, when he gets through tightening, you know, I'll get him to point to it and we'll talk about it. There you go. Probably enough. Point to that cheese grater right there. See how the with a worm screw clamp, it cuts into your hose. And the other thing about a worm screw clamp is over time the hose will loosen up and you'll have to readjust the tightening on your clamp, and that's what causes that to start cutting into the hose. So this end's done, the other end's done. So now we gotta do is top off the fluid.
All right, everybody. We got it on and everything tightened up. And looks good. And this may have gone for another 10 years. I don't know, but it was starting to seep. I know sometime when something starts to seep, getting moist, it could blow out on you at any time. Even this new one, I guess, could do that, but less likely. Anyway, when you see something that's accumulating dirt or looks wet, keep a real close eye on it, because it may be getting ready to cause you a real problem on the road somewhere. Clean it off, see how long it takes to get moist again, and Just keep a check on it, and you will have better luck of not breaking down by keeping these little things taken care of when they come up.
All right, so we got done just in time for the sun to start getting straight overhead and getting on us. So we're fixing to retreat to the air conditioner. Why don't you go out and retreat to one of my other videos coming on the screen right now.